Hello everyone, it's Kristen here with another frugal grocery haul. Thanks for staying around as I took last week off with spring break. We actually did not do any shopping because we took the kids on a trip, and I think I hear someone behind me. Caleb, are you back there?
Yeah.
Caleb, what do you want to say? You say
Hi.
all right. We are back from our spring break trip. We went and did my last state of Delaware. I've officially made it to all 50 states now, and since Delaware didn't seem all that exciting, we decided to tack on Washington, D.C. before and New York City afterwards. So we went up in the Washington Monument, went to the Lincoln Memorial, Ford's Theater, saw some shows on Broadway, got to see The Lion King and Wicked, and went up on the Statue of Liberty, went up in her crown actually, went over to Ellis Island, walked all over, did a lot of walking, subways, trains. It was a wonderful trip. I know a lot of you have had questions about how we travel with our family and how we do it on a budget and save for that. So I will have a video coming up about that soon. If you have specific questions, go ahead and leave those in the comments and I'll make sure I answer them as well. But because we were gone for a week, we had left on Saturday and came back the following Friday. We had an empty fridge, so I headed out on Saturday and started shopping at Kroger. You will see that haul first, and actually most of those deals are still going on except for the specific like 5 times weekly coupons. So pay attention to that sale. But then I'll show you this week's Kroger sale. We'll look at the ad too so I can make sure to point out a couple things to you. I do want to talk about butter sales. I have menus for you. I have an Aldi ad, Kroger ad, all sorts of things. But let's get to the groceries because I missed talking groceries with you last week. And I know some of you asked where I was too. So let's get to groceries and see what I bought this week. Here we go, first grocery haul of the month on April 5th after getting back from vacation. So went to Kroger and stocked up on the sales. I will let you know which of these deals are still going on because yes, by the time you see this, this will be last week's deals, but we should be looking at the third week of the sales. So here's what I got. I got LaCroix for $2.99 and that deal is going on through the end of the month. We had Tyson boneless chicken, buy one, get one free again. So instead of $4.49 a pound, works out to $2.25 a pound. So I grabbed 4 packages to prep for the freezer, just stocking up on meat whenever it's on sale. Apples, 3 pounds of Gala were $2.99. They were $3.99, but I had a $1 off coupon, so $1 a pound is a great price. Apple juice was $1.79 as part of the sale, buy 5 or more. So I got the apple juice for $1.79, and with that sale, let's see, I also got over here, the Bob's Red Mill Flour, $2.49 was part of that deal. Pop chips were still $1.99. And then the Crazy Richard's peanut butter was $1.99. So that's what I got from part of that promo. You notice there it was 8 items. So because I was above 5, I got all those deals. All right, then I need to restock milk, $2.79 for the 1% for us to drink. But then the whole milk to make our homemade yogurt in the crock pot was marked down to $1.46, and it's still exactly 10 days out. So I will use half that gallon to make yogurt, and I will freeze the other half for next time we need yogurt. Chobani Greek yogurt was $2.49, so I did go ahead and buy that just because that's a really good deal and convenient for me at lunchtime. That works out to 66 cents a cup, which is a phenomenal deal. And then I grabbed just a plain Greek non-fat yogurt to use as starter from our yogurt because all our yogurt was gone before we left. Grabbed some of these graham cracker sticks, $2.49 each, to serve with a sweet dip when we have teachers over. Breyer's ice cream was buy one, get one free, so $5.49 for one. The other one was $0, so that works out to $2.75 for a natural ice cream with just sugar and cream and everything. So yes, went ahead and grabbed that. The Simply Cheetos were part of the buy 4 for $10, so $2.50 a bag, and we've tried these and they are really good as we're trying to get away from food dyes and things. So grab 4 bags of those. Cheese was $2.99 as the weekly deal for a pound. Works out to $1.50 for 8 ounces, which is my stock up price. Happened to see these sandwich bags for 99 cents a box randomly at this Kroger. Don't know why. Also noticed the trash bags, the 80 count of the tie for the kitchen trash bags are still $3.99. So you might want to walk down that aisle and see if these are randomly marked down. They are all sandwich bags. I thought these were snack ones, but they're just colored sandwich bags, but still cheaper than buying anything larger. So yes, I grabbed 6 boxes. The Snuggle was $2.49 this week, and then there was a 75 cents off Ibotta, so I redeemed that there. I already said $1.99. The Febreze air freshener, I don't typically buy it, but it was part of the sale. And then there was a $1.80 coupon, so it was 89 cents for the air freshener, which is a fabulous price.
And then Doritos were free thanks to a free product coupon. So that was everything here at Kroger. And I spent $109.10. Yes, it adds up quickly, but some good deals to start us out this month. And then I went next door to CVS for these 2 body washes. They were $5.99 each, plus I had a $5 off coupon. And when you bought 2 of them, you got $7 in extra care bucks. I had a $2 extra care buck, which was running low to redeem, but I got a $3 birthday one. So I redeemed the $5 coupon and the $5 in extra care bucks. I spent $2.61 out of pocket, but I paid for it with a Fetch gift card at CVS. So $0 out of pocket, and I got $7 in extra care bucks to spend. So feeling good about that as I try to get my extra care bucks going back up. So that's everything I got to start out our shopping this month. Let's see what else I buy this week. Okay, more shopping going on this week. I went back to Kroger, and then I also went to Aldi. I know some of you are hoping that I'll shop at Aldi more. Tends to be about a once a month, but I did go and check out the deals. Let's start with Kroger though. The weekly sales, a lot of them are still going on like last week. So the apple juice and flour you just saw me buy, you could still do that deal. I'll show you the ad in a minute to point out a couple things. But I grabbed the weekly deal of Kraft Ranch. Any of the dressings are $1.79. This is my kids' favorite. We've tried generic and they just do not like it. So stick to that one. Milk was $2.79 because I was there. A Boost deal this week was on sugar, $1.49, which is an amazing price. So grab that. You could join Boost also for the month if you want to take advantage of it. It is $8.99 now for 1 month. You can decide if that's worth it. But I already was from the other week with the deal. So this sugar was 99 cents. I grabbed 4 brown sugars and 1 powdered sugar. And then marshmallows were also 99 cents. They did have the 15 ounce or 12 ounce jars of Kraft mayo for 99 cents and vegetable oil, but I passed on those too. However, I did score on Easter clearance, which was already 70% off way in advance. So I grabbed this bubble machine for $2.40 and these cute little Bluey figures, Bluey and Bingo here, they were $1.80 each. That's a birthday gift for my goddaughter. Grabbed some chalk for Easter baskets. They are Easter egg chalk, $1.50. These Imagine ink markers, I buy these whenever I find them on clearance because they are great in the car for traveling. I'll tuck those aside for summer. I probably should have actually bought more of those because they were $1.80, but I did grab 2. Hot Wheels were 45 cents each because they were Easter. Caleb will love that. And then grab this Uno game for $1.50. You can write on the wild cards and make them customizable. And then a Minecraft Uno too as well for $1.50 for Nathan. So excited about that. Card games are for Nathan, Emma, cars for Caleb, and then the chalk will be for Lily. So excited to wrap up Easter baskets that way. So grocery wise, so I won't count the clearance, that was $24.04. And then I went to Aldi because the ad was saying $3.49 on butter, which is not a great price. We're going to talk more about that too. But when I was in store, the unsalted butter was $1.99 at this Aldi, which I thought was really interesting. It was not advertised that way, and the salted butter was $3.49, so very interesting. I grabbed that. We also I grabbed these pub-style pretzels, $2.19 for when teachers come. They are really good, this seasoning. Grapes were $1.19 a pound, and zucchini was $1.29 a pound, so grab both of those. And then I grabbed corn, 95 cents each. I grabbed 4 packages to make my cheesy crock pot corn for Easter. Found some coconut. That's a seasonal deal. It was $1.99, so I grabbed that to make coconut macaroons. Grabbed some cheese for when teachers come. The slices were actually $1.79 at 7.5 ounces, and the 8-ounce blocks of cheese were $2.09. So I grabbed just one of these to have a little variety of cheese. And then whipped topping, 99 cents. And then I scored on clearance. So these cups were marked down to 99 cents for 12 of them. They did not ring up that way. They had to adjust it. And same thing with this sorbet. It was an Aldi find, and it's a raspberry sorbet. So about that for 99 cents for me. The ice cream cups for the kids. They will love that. I'm just tucking those in the freezer so they don't see them for a while. Put those away for summer. And then this chili, or this organic beef jerky, sweet chipotle, and there was another variety. I think a taco was clearance to $1.29, which I thought was a great price. So grabbed one of those to try at that bargain price. So at Aldi for those couple things, I spent $31.24. Okay, and last haul, or part of the haul for this week, I went to Sam's because I try to go there once a month and restock. So I grabbed 2 containers of sour cream. Yes, we go through quite a bit of sour cream and baking and eating, $5.24, and then 2 packages of, or containers of cottage cheese, and that's $4.54, I think. Grabbed a block of cream cheese. This is 6 blocks, and one of those $8.78, so that's the best price I can find on cream cheese. Grabbed the 2-pound bag of broccoli here for 60 something, I believe. And then the crescent rolls. So it's 4 rolls. This is a new product on their shelf, and you get it for, I think it was $6.50 right about. So it really is a good deal and the best price I can find on crescent rolls. Needed the crescent rolls and the cream cheese and broccoli for teachers entertaining this week. So at Sam's, for those couple grocery items, I spent $40.40. Exactly. And then I went to CVS this week and I had $7 in extra care bucks. I wanted to do an Axe deal. It was out. I looked at a soft soap deal. I didn't have some of the coupons. So I ended up getting toilet paper. This is the toilet paper my husband likes for us to use. So it was on sale for $8.99. And when you bought 2, you got a $5 extra care buck. There was also an Ibotta deal for $1 back on 1, plus you got 2% back. So after purchasing these 2 things, I used my $7 extra care bucks. I paid $12.20 out of pocket, and which that's a good price for this 12 rolls of toilet paper. You know, just $6.10 for one of those. That's a really good deal. Plus I got $1.25 back on Ibotta. So we're going to go ahead with those 2 totals, and yeah, I've done a lot of shopping this week. Let's see where I am for this week so far.
All right, that was a lot of shopping with all those trips and restocking and getting things ready and going for us. I actually spent $217 this week out of my monthly $525 budget. So, although really you think we're almost at 2 weeks into April, we are not hosting for April. We will be going, or for Easter, we'll be going to my in-laws. I have the hams in the freezer that I am taking over, as well as I'll do creamed corn and some other baking and things, but to be determined on that. But we're not hosting. So yeah, I'm feeling like I spent a lot of money, but we're going to make it work. But I'm still waiting for butter sales to happen, so I do want to leave some room. I haven't seen great butter sales this week. I've been a little disappointed because $3.49 is the best price I am seeing, which means it's still slightly cheaper to buy butter at Sam's right now. However, with Easter technically being next week, still a week and a half away, we have one more chance to hopefully see butter prices drop next week. Typically, we see them 2 weeks before a holiday, but right now we're not. Let me know in the comments the best price on butter you are seeing for us in Northern India, and it's $3.49 a pound. However, at the Aldi, like I said, I did stumble across that $1.99 for the unsalted. So keep your eyes open. Let me know if you see any unadvertised deals as well. And like I said, chime in on the comments. But let's look at the ads for this week, and I want to point out a couple other deals for you. All right, let's talk ads. We have Aldi, and this is the Aldi ad since I was in there. I actually do have it, and I'm going to go ahead and show you just a couple things on the Aldi ad that I noticed. Their ham is not as cheap as other places. I saw Meijer is 89 cents a pound. Aldi, it's $1.49. So this is a good time to stock up on ham if you like it. Just keep an eye on those prices. We've got grapes on sale. The zucchini, which I picked up, Cosmic Crisp apples. I know for some of us, Aldi produce is hit or miss, but I find the vegetables do okay, and grabbed a small amount of grapes again at that price this week. All right, there's some more hams and things. We've got some just different things marked down, but the sales weren't anything fabulous. There are their vegetables. Here's their butter, $3.49. Now, cream cheese at $1.69 is a decent price, especially if you don't have a Sam's near you. Some of their cheese bags, the 12 ounces of cheese is $2.29 rolled back, so that's a good deal there. There were a bunch of rollbacks on crackers and some of those different things, and then they just were advertising their chocolates, which, I mean, they are really good. I stumbled across several clearance things, though, as I was walking around, so it might be worth looking. But I have to say, the sales at Aldi were just kind of a little lackluster for me, and I'm a little disappointed in the butter sales, too. But let's look at Kroger. Here's Kroger, and like I said, their ham is 89 cents a pound. It is a limit of 2 with an additional $25 purchase. So be aware of that. All right, potatoes, $3.99 for 8 pounds. Not a fabulous deal there. They do have some ground beef in the rolls for $3.99 a pound. Chip deal like last week. The Croy like last week.
Caleb's over in the kitchen. Please pardon him. Fruit bars, buy one, get one free like last week. Lots of these buy one, get one free. If you like the Dave's Killer Bread or bagels, that's a really good deal because it's buy one, get one free. We have the weekly deals this week here. We've got Pop, $5.99 for a 12-pack. We've got some large blueberries, 9 ounces only though, for $4. Chuck roast at $5.99 a pound. Ice cream, $1.99 each for the Kroger, as well as the water. A couple more weekly deals if we flip over here. We see some of the lunch meat and the refrigerated pickles. We've got some pre-made cakes at $14.99. K-Cups of Donut Shelf or Mountain, $3.99. Pepsi, $4.99 for those 12 packs. Some Tide and Gain laundry detergent. DiGiorno pizza, $3.99. Large boxes of the cereal, $3.49. Then we've got some more peppers and tomatoes over there, cheese. Ore-Ida frozen potatoes. I did not grab any this week, but at $3.49, that's a pretty good price. That is cheaper than generic. So if you need French fries or hash browns, go ahead and grab those. And then brownie or angel sauce at $4.99. Then, like I mentioned, these sales are still the same from last week. So this is where I got the apple juice. This is where I got that the unbleached flour for $2.99. Or $2.49, excuse me. And then here's their butter, Lands of Lake, $3.49. So again, that's the same sales price. I really hope it will drop more, but we'll just have to see what happens next week, I guess. We've got more ham and some of their produce here. We've got turkey at 77 cents a pound, which you don't always see around Easter. So that's an interesting sale here. And then we've got our flour and sugar, some of those things, the name brand ones. But let's talk about the Boost deals. Where did they hide those? Let me find the Boost deals here.
All right, I looked everywhere for the Boost deals and they weren't in the flyer. I guess I had just seen them on the app. But again, it's the brown sugar or powdered sugar, 99 cents, granulated sugar, $1.49, marshmallows, 99 cents, 15 ounces of the Kraft Mayo or 12 ounces of the Squeeze at 99 cents. Price per ounce, unless you're really a craft person, I don't think that's all of a great deal, but it's an okay deal. Like, it is an okay deal, so you might want to take advantage of it. The fact that it's in smaller jars might be appealing to some of you. And then it is vegetable oil for $2.49, I believe it was. It is the larger containers, but it is just vegetable oil, not canola, not anything else, just vegetable oil. So if you're looking for those, go in the Kroger app, the easiest way, type Boost in the coupon bar, and it should pull up all of those. I am a member just for this month because it made sense. I was able to subscribe for $7.99. It is now $8.99 a month. The price just went up. So think of that, $9, and factor it into your savings. Is it worth it? I will say it is very easy to subscribe for a month and then cancel if you see good deals. That's what I am doing this month. I don't take advantage of the shipping. I do like the bonus fuel points, obviously, who wouldn't? But because I'm in stores and shopping and filming all these hauls, I just don't take advantage of the shipping. So it is a better deal to subscribe over the year. Your price will be a better price then. But if you just want to take advantage of the sales that you see on every given month, just know that's an option. Think outside the box. All right, this week dinners. We came back and let me think. I did chicken in the crock pot on Sunday after church, a balsamic salsa chicken, shredded chicken that I've pretty much been eating this week. Tried to keep some of it plain more for the kids. On Monday, I did cheesy chicken in the oven with that Tyson chicken I had bought last week, and then I froze the rest of it. We did pork chops on Tuesday with some mac and cheese for a quick dinner before choir. Burgers from the freezer on Wednesday. We'll do poppy seed chicken on Thursday. Friday, we have the teachers over and all of that. And then Saturday, we have a family wedding. So we'll be working on that, our anniversary party. So lots going on. Thankfully, I am not just feeding my family with the things you see behind me because I'm shopping the sales, and that is what I love to do because that's how I stretch our budget. So thanks for sticking around. I missed talking deals with you last week, but I am back, and I will be back on all of the future Thursdays coming at you with all the deals because I love sharing those and helping you save money too. Let me know the best deal you found this week. And again, let me know the price of butter. I'm not giving up on sales yet. I'm hoping we're going to see them next week, but once again, I'm losing a little bit of hope. But we'll see. Here's hoping. I'm going to be positive. Check back next week. And if I see them sooner, I'll post them in the community tab as well. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.